Hey, listen to Cookout Podcast, episode 346. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan. Today we're back to wish you a Merry Fistmas. Now, hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down?
Whole ton is going down. We're back for our, the second recording in the time loop in which we are still in the car on our way back from Calgary.
But I'm holding up four fingers
because there's gonna be more.
Oh,
man!
I was holding up four fingers because it's our 4th annual Merry Fistmas.
Hell yeah, it is. We almost have enough fingers to make a whole fist.
Oh,
next year's gonna be the thumb and old baby.
It's gonna be a minivan of Christmas.
That's right.
Wait, no, that's number 7. 2 in the front, 5 in the back.
That's right. That's 5 behind us. Then we do 2 at the same time for that year, and then that's.
And then after that is like the.
Well, then it's like the minivan with like an extra person, and then it's the roller coaster, and then it's
the shocker, the spocker, the.
No, wait, those are all way too few fingers, bro.
Oh.
Like, you're thinking too small.
Oh.
And then it's the box cars. And then I don't know where it goes from there. Then it just gets a little bit weird. And we don't kink shame in the nation, but we don't go up to 11 when it comes to things like the shocker, the spocker.
Oh, we'll be going up to 11.
We will, but like we haven't like.
What's
named
the 11th thing? Don't Google that.
Dog sled.
Dog sled. Goosebeak.
No.
Oh, goose. All the ladies in the nation are like, no.
No, we don't need that right now.
That's a thing.
Yeah, so we talked about that. We got a Merry Fistmas episode special for you. A very sit around the fire roasting chestnuts kind of deck.
Oh.
We're going to have a good time talking about that. We're going to thank some people. We're going to give away some Christmas presents.
We got lots.
And before we get to any of that, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com. They are your source for all your gaming needs.
All your Christmas gaming needs. You're probably too late now. Well, this comes out after Christmas, so if you haven't gotten your Christmas presents, you are too late. But if you want to buy some, new promo code coming in the new year, but in the next 3 days, if you use CCO Spring promo code, you'll get 5% off your whole order. CCO Perks get 10% kickback if you spend more than 100 Canadian Freedom dollars or Canadian Maple Leaf dollars.
That's like $13 US at this point.
Yes, you get your money back, it gets back into your store credit account, and then you could spend it again in the new year with the new promo code.
Or because I really like CCO Spring. It's easy to say, it's easy to remember, it's remembered in my web browser. So
yes.
I would use it now. I would not wait. I would use it now.
Yes.
And there's probably some pretty sweet holiday deals going on. I'm not 100% sure because we're a long way in the past still.
Yeah.
Speaking to ourselves in the future, to ourselves 10,000 years from now. That's an Attack on Titan reference that blew my fucking mind when I saw the. Oh yeah, it had a payoff last winter or whatever. Holy shit!
Hey, speaking of blue, we're adding blue to our Christmas.
Now we usually do a grueling Christmas episode where we do some kind of Christmas-themed gruel deck.
Yes.
This year we had a lot of really great suggestions from the nation.
I got it.
Okay.
To commemorate the inaugural Christmas Balls episode, we've added blue, and it's going to be a Blue Balls Christmas.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Blue Balls Christmas.
Because if there's one thing that we like doing here at the nation, right? If you can have a gruel deck or a gruel deck with more stuff,
why not add blue to it?
Just do both.
Yeah.
Do a gruel deck that has glue in it.
With blue balls.
Right?
All the greatest things included in today's episode. I'm going to bring up the show notes because we got some stuff to give away and some podcasting business and stuff. Another little business buddy, business tip toucher, as we say. We've got geekwood.ca. Love working with those guys. We're going to work with them again in the new year with maybe some custom stuff from them, which would be fantastic. In the meantime, we've got the affiliate link. It'll be up here if you're watching on YouTube.
Which you fucking should be.
I was trying to make that Christmassy. But if you're not, links to Geekwood, our affiliate code, will be down in the show notes. Yep. Use CCO Podcast promo code, get 10% off your order. And that's some serious bucks when you buy something high end because usually you're willing to like your favorite set of dice, or you get like a new set of metal dice and you want something cool to put them in, or like 5-color mono white Angel Aaron got that big dice bag,
the huge sack with like inside the sack is a bunch of little compartments for you. It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of Angel Aaron, CCO's Sidewalk Slam 7th Heaven coming up December. Oh man,
December something.
Nope.
January something.
Yes. January 12 to patrons. That's a Thursday. January 13th, that's a Friday for everybody else.
Okay.
So if you want to get it early, jump on the bandwagon, become a patron.
Patreon.com/CCO Podcast. Is 5-color mono white Angel Aaron going to play on CCO Sidewalk Slam 7th Heaven?
Yeah, motherfucker kind of looks like Marv from Home Alone too, doesn't he?
Kind of does, yeah.
Yeah, if Marv and like Ron Weasley had a baby. Anyway, Sidewalk Slam early to patrons. It's one of the benefits. We've got the little bit of the campaign going on. Yeah. And that's going to continue into the new year. The website almost, ported over.
By the time we're airing this, I'm sure it'll be ported over, if not functional.
Yeah, it's ported over. We've got all of our current merch, like the tokens and the stickers and stuff that you can win for playing the booster pack game. We've got a special page if you want to contact me for an altar commission, or if you have questions with a little bit of a gallery.
Neat.
Maybe I should put a CCO Brando token gallery on there.
Yeah. I sent one off as a Christmas present to someone.
Oh.
Not gonna say who, because it might not have gotten to them yet. But I am participating in a Christmas gift giving.
Exchanging.
Yep, in which I have added not a token, but a proxy.
Oh, a Brando proxy.
A super high-end Brando proxy.
Neat.
Yeah.
Neat. Yeah.
I am also open to commissions. I do them for free.
Oh, for missions.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's the thing. We're going to have that going on the new website, and we're working on... I want to say at least 3, but really it's at least 1 new playmat and shirts and socks. Make the right decision because it goes to charity.
Yep.
Dice, new tokens. We're looking at frickin' sleeves. The number one thing we're asked about on CCO Podcast, sleeves. Like more than anything, not close. Sleeves.
Really?
So I've been exploring the most affordable sleeve manufacturers in a quantity that would make sense for the nation.
And a quality that
makes sense for us putting the Commander Cookout logo on it.
If you're going to pay money for something, you want to make sure that it
doesn't split in half when you shuffle it one time.
Yeah, or cut your hand off.
Yes.
Or like bend up like a Pringle the opposite way. You want it to flatten your foils and then bend them the other way.
Yes.
And then fall over onto the floor.
Yeah.
We've seen sleeves like that.
Yes. That's the sleeves my one deck is in.
Yep.
So I've narrowed it down to kind of 3 manufacturers, and it just depends on what kind of price breaks that they can give us for the quantity that CCO Nation requires, as to not charge you guys $100 for like 100 pack of sleeves.
Yeah, that's balls.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do that
because we don't want to do that, but we do want them to be good quality.
Correct.
Because I want to use them too.
Yeah, me too.
I want people to ask me who Commander Cookout is when all my decks are sleeved.
And then I say, "It's me."
It's me, and they're like, "Ooh."
Oh, we should get ones that smell like stuff.
Ooh, no. Smelly sleeves?
Well, no.
That's just a recipe for disaster.
You've smelled my stuff. The coffee sleeves and the maple syrup sleeves.
That's in.
I know it's an accident,
yeah.
But maybe we could like encourage them to make it smell like, I don't know, like beer.
No.
Or maybe what's a good smell?
The only thing that should smell like beer is fresh beer.
Ooh, bacon. You know when you wake up in the morning and it smells like bacon? Like if you had sleeves...
Simulated bacon, though, is different.
Yeah, but it's not... It would smell like real bacon.
You know what? I do like the maple syrup. The maple syrup idea. Mm-hmm. It's like scratch and sniff, but it's shuffle and sniff. Yeah, I like that idea.
My sleeves just smell like that. I cracked the box
open. I'm having a hard enough time getting price down on the quantity we need if I ask them for some new technology built in. I don't know if we can just just pass that cost along to CCO Nation and have them appreciate it.
Well, maybe we can just ask them to have something that smells really nice near the sleeves while they're making them, and it'll infuse.
Yeah,
instead of
smelling like melted plastic when you make them.
Yeah,
because that's what they do,
right? Like, I don't know. Anyways, let's give away some shit for Christmas, and then we'll get on to this super cool deck.
First giveaway.
Okay,
and there's going to be a couple different things. It's going to be stuff out of the booster pack game Stinky Onion Bag. The new CCO sticker that I got made specifically for Christmas that I still don't fucking have at this point, but hopefully before Christmas. I'll send the file to Joe and he'll put it on the screen. I'm going to send it randomly to a bunch of patrons.
Okay.
I'm going to send it to each of our winners today, and all of our toppest of tier patrons are going to get one as well. Okay. And then we'll bring the remainder maybe to the LGS, because I didn't order very many of them because I didn't think it would be a good thing to have in the store all year round.
Yeah.
Because it's just a Christmas thing. So some people will get them, some people next year. And of course, in 2023, there's going to be a whole bunch of more shit that you can get. So first winner. I got to find it. This is a Facebook, either commenter, sharer, bidder on the auctions on Thursdays, somebody who interacted with us on Facebook.
Okay.
Gets a prize pack. Cameron Cosby. Cam Cos. I don't know. That's a guy that my sister actually used to date. This is somebody different.
Cam Cos?
You
know a guy named Cam Cos in real life?
His name was Cameron, and then his last name was Cos something. But everybody called him Cam Cos. This is Cam Cosby.
Get at us. CommanderCookout@gmail.com. Let us know that it's you, that you won an honor system. If you're a liar and you're not Cam Cosby, you're going to fuck this up for everybody.
Well, you know what? Some of these people have my direct contact info because they've bid on auctions and stuff before, so Cam can get right at me.
Or he can be like every other fucking winner, and he can send it to CommanderCookout@gmail.com using the honor system.
We don't discriminate in the nation, but we also don't play favorites.
That's right.
Everybody, like we say, everybody's equal.
Yeah, everybody sends the goddamn I win email to the Commander Cookout official Gmail account.
Now you've heard. Now, speaking of winners, the last time we recorded a booster pack game, that episode hasn't launched, so we don't have a winner for last week's show yet.
Correct.
So you'll have to bear with us. We'll make it up to you with a double giveaway in the new year or something.
Jester's Cap was the thing, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if you guess Jester's Cap, you have won, and we're going to get to it.
Yeah. Okay. We've got this deck. Now, Animar, Soul of Elements.
Everybody guessed it from yesterday.
He's crying waterfalls, and he's huge, and he's one of my favorite creatures, and he's Gruul plus blue.
Or he's crying just a lot, and he has an apple on his head because he's regular sized. One of the two is true. Maybe both. Maybe he starts really small and he grows big because that's what he does mechanically in the game.
Instead of blue balls, can I call this Blueling Christmas? Blue balls.
No, that sounds like too much blue.
Yes.
Okay,
so you've got this deck. I have an Animar Fringe CEDH deck. You've got Clonamar. And you said that you've got a Christmas tale or a Christmas lesson or some important thing that ties this deck to Christ Mass. Santa's birthday, that is.
What do we all love about Christmas, Ryan?
Revenge. Oh, that's the Grinch.
No, you're right. Oh. You're right. But we weren't going to spill those beans just yet.
Drinking a liter of eggnog with whiskey in it.
Yes.
I did that yesterday. I can't wait to go to the bathroom for the first time. It's going to be terrible.
Fantastic. You're going to know what it feels like to be me.
I don't want that.
Oh, that is awesome. I love it when people live part of my life because I like to share, and Ryan's going to get to experience that later, and it's going to be great. So here's why we're doing this deck today. Because I was looking at it the other day, and I'm thinking to myself, we could do a regular Gruul deck. We could do a Christmas episode, our 4th annual Fistmas episode on CCO Podcast, or we could do something different.
Yes.
I could give Ryan the gift of talking about an Animar list, which is something he loves doing on the show.
Oh, yeah.
And I could give myself the gift of running my Animar list past an Animar expert.
Oh.
We're both winning.
Instead of a hairy squish mitt, you're giving me a moist blue ball.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. Also featured in this deck, we have dollar store slivers
Oh.
and premium outlet mall hydras.
What?
How do you like that? Plus
These sound like all the places I shop.
one of my top 3 favorite creature types in all of Magic. I'm playing like I can't even see. I'm playing so many of them, it won't tell me how many there are.
The brackets is like
They're
cut off.
Yep, can't see it. But I'm playing lots of clones in this deck because Animar, as you might know.
There's at least 11 on the screen, 12.
Well, there's lots.
Oh,
There's
it's like 25.
Oh yeah, you think I fuck around with clones? I do not.
Okay.
Sir. And this is a really fun casual deck that I know from experience provides super fun games for everybody involved. And so I think this is going to be something really fun and cool for everybody to like experience with us together. And if you were like me and you're the poor sucker that bought the Tyranid Warhammer deck and you're like, fuck.
It's the only one that isn't like super valuable or what?
Here's something to do with it.
Put all the basics in Animar?
And all of the creatures.
Oh.
Because remember, they're better than hydras, but they're worse than slivers.
Oh. Good thing there's only a few of them then if that's exactly where they fall,
Yep.
right?
Yep. And there's probably never going to be any more.
Oh, slivers at home.
Yeah, because we have slivers at home.
Oh, man.
I want this sliver. We have slivers at home.
There has never been a more accurate meme than that one. And I can speak with authority and experience because I'm a dad.
Yep.
I want this. We have that at home.
Yep.
Can we do this? No, we have it at home.
Yep.
All the time. Most of the time it happens with toys, like Nerf guns. Because have you ever been down the toy aisle in Walmart at Christmas? There is, and I know I went to Walmart. Sorry, people who are offended by that. Yeah. I know it's a bad place in the Wall family. I get it, but I was there.
There's only 3 stores in Canada. There's the Bay, Walmart.
There's not the Bay.
There's no Bay? There's Bay.
Well, yeah, but they don't sell toys.
Yeah, but it's still there's the Bay,
Sure.
There's Walmart, and there's Toys R Us. That's what we have.
I never go to Toys R Us because parking is terrible. And I never go to Walmart because fuck Walmart. I never go to the Bay because it's way overpriced and they don't have toys.
Yeah, and fuck them too.
Yeah. Anyway, and we don't have Target. And when we had Target, it wasn't Target like you have Target, so frick.
It's hard shopping here.
Anyway, so I'm at Walmart. And the Nerf gun aisle, wowzers, they have a whole aisle of just Nerf now.
Yeah.
And wow, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I kind of miss I know when I was a kid. when I was young, I remember the guns were all they were still learning the gimmicks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you got the crank one that shot the darts, and then you
the
had
one with the little light with the laser. I had that one.
Yeah, I had that one too. And then there's the little
it was called the Eagle Eye. Yeah.
Yeah. And they had all these different ones, and they were built to look like animals, or they made sounds.
They have ones now that are shaped sort of like dinosaurs.
Yeah, and now they're just, I don't know, they just feel more like...
They have Fortnite ones now, and they have ones that are graffitied or colored.
They're just space guns now. You'd see them in a first-person shooter game, they look more like just... They're guns.
Dude, though, they make them now, though, that they're so fun to play with.
Yeah.
Me and the boy, we're getting quite the Nerf gun collection because I love Nerf. I don't have all those giant freaking huge ones and stuff, right, with all the attachments and the memes that you see, right? But we do have a couple that are like pistols, and when you squeeze the trigger, it it looks like it recocks itself, and there's a bayonet that flips up on it. And they make them now where
the bayonet soft, so you actually stab a guy with it?
It's plastic.
By playing?
Yeah.
If it's hard plastic, you might hurt somebody. But if it's Nerf, you could stab them.
Oh no! It's not the rubberized Nerf stuff. No, it's hard plastic.
Get on it,
we
Nerf.
set up a perimeter around a base that we're trying to capture, and we make bunkers in our basement and shit. And we've got the ones with the bayonets, and we've got a sniper rifle, and it's legitimate scope, and you have to pull the lever back and put the bullet in and slide it. This is my rifle style Nerf gun, right? And we've got a mini gun with a bullet frickin' belt, and my brother comes over sometimes, and we just leave him a gun at the front door, and he has to find us in the house, and we just fucking gank him. My brother, he's got all welts on his neck and face and stuff. He's the only person that's allowed to get shot in the face. And no shooting the TV. Remember, that's an important rule, parents, because TVs aren't
cheap.
Yeah, and they're not as industrial as they used to be. No, they're easier to break now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I think that's on purpose, but that's just me.
Yeah, it is.
I think
It is.
I think,
So we've got this deck. That was a little Christmas look in. We're
Yeah.
going to have maybe a couple more Christmas nostalgia trips for the people that are among the same kind of age range as you and I bet you.
probably.
Yeah, so let's get to the deck.
Before we get to the cards, Ryan, allow me just to express how offended I am that you would assume that I have not been down the toy aisle at Christmas time.
Oh.
Moving on. Where should we start?
You got any mana rocks in your Animar deck? Or are they just creatures?
No, this deck is, I think there's 5 not creatures in the deck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't fuck around. So let's just should we start with just good Animar stuff?
Yes.
Just some good stuff that doesn't really fit any kind of theme, but I put it in there because I think it's cool.
Yes. And this is treating yourself at Christmas. I'm going to Christmasize this just before we even get to it, because a lot of people, as they get older, don't exchange gifts with their families or try to give too much to other people or get stressed about the holidays, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah, right? And
Right.
for those reasons, among others, Christmas isn't their favorite time of the year.
Yeah.
But if you're the kind of person who has maybe some seasonal depression or that kind of stuff,
Sure.
and you maybe do some retail therapy, because lots of stuff goes on sale
That's the truth.
between Black Friday and Boxing Day, that is the day after Christmas, lots of shit goes on sale.
Hell yeah, it does.
Stuff that you need too, like new kitchen stuff or
Yeah.
pants if you wear pants.
Yep.
Or toys, magic cards, all those things go on sale. So
they
this
do.
is Brando treating himself with some stuff that, you guessed it, he likes to play.
Yeah.
Because you know what you can put in Commander decks?
Anything you want.
Anything that you want to play. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny, hey?
It is. It's weird that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're going to, because there's a bunch of shit in here that probably shouldn't, and there's a bunch of shit in here or not in here that probably should be.
Yeah, like the amount of eggnog that I put inside my body yesterday.
Exactly.
Treating myself.
Let's treat the listeners by talking about Tanazir Quandrix.
You do you, man. I don't even know what that is.
Funny thing about this card, 1, I have no idea what that picture is of. 2, I have drawn this card in 100% of the games that I've played with this deck,
Oh, yeah?
which is just weird.
Well,
Just weird. He is a 4/4 for blue-green 3 flying trample. When it comes into play, double the number of +1/+1 counters on target creature.
that's pretty good.
Haven't read Animar yet, but we'll get to that in a second. And whenever he attacks, you can have the base power and toughness of other creatures you control become equal to Tanazir Quandrix's power and toughness until end of turn.
So Animar becomes a 4/4 until end of turn, and then you double the amount of counters on it.
Well, you double the number of counters on it when it comes in. Then when he attacks, Animar will become.
Oh,
4/4.
yeah. So Animar gets another +3/+3, let's say, because Animar is a 1/1. Let's see if I can do it. Red, green, blue, elemental, protection from white, protection from black. Whenever you cast a creature, important that you cast, not creature ETB, creature
Yes.
cast, put a +1/+1 counter on Animar.
Yeah.
Also, creature spells you cast cost 1 generic less for each +1 counter on Animar.
That's real good.
That's the key right there.
Yeah.
Well, both are the key.
Yes.
All
All of those abilities are really good.
it's self-fulfilling.
Yes.
You cast a creature, Animar gets bigger, makes the next creature cheaper, makes the next one cheaper, next cheaper, next cheaper.
Yeah.
In baseball, the saying is next guy up. Right? Somebody strikes out or somebody hits a single, next guy up. Strikeout. Okay, next guy up. Get him home. Next guy up. That's how Animar works. Who's up? Who's up?
Who's up? Swiftfoot Boots. We all know Swiftfoot
Oh, yeah, that's
Boots.
fine.
Rhythm of the Wild.
Creature spells you creatures can't be countered
Yeah.
that we cast.
Yeah, our creatures can't be
Okay.
countered.
And non-token creatures you control have riot, which means when they enter the battlefield, you can either put a +1/+1 counter on them or they gain haste.
Yeah.
This card, I think, is a little bit underplayed.
Well, a little bit.
A little bit underplayed because people just want to give their guys haste more often than not. But sometimes you don't care about haste.
Yeah. Sometimes you want a big blocker. Sometimes you already have haste.
Yes. All of those things.
Inspiring Call.
Oh, yeah. This is a good Animar card. This is draw a card for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. Those creatures gain Indestructi until end of turn.
It's a fucking good card.
Yeah.
Heartwood Storyteller.
Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, each of that player's opponents may draw a card. Why do you play this? We've talked about this card before.
Because I only play like 5 non-creature spells.
Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell. Oh, yeah, okay, so they'll never draw a card off of you.
So other people are doing stuff, and we're all just drawing cards together, and it's fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like the Christmas shrimp ring.
Yeah.
Or platter that you bring.
Correct.
Okay.
I love Heartwood Storyteller.
Okay. That's the shrimp ring that you bring, then eat all the fucking shrimp.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Okay.
Now, this card I think I'm going to cut.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
It's too good. Cloudstone Curie.
Oh, yeah, too good.
Too good in the deck.
Let's see if I can do it.
Okay.
Whenever a non-artifact, very important.
God damn it.
Non-artifact permanent enters the battlefield under your control, you may return another permanent you control that shares a type with it to your hand.
Yeah. Every time I've resolved it, I've immediately either won or put myself so far ahead I will win.
Very easy to go infinite with Animar.
Yeah, it's too good. So I'm going to cut that for probably another clone effect. I'm thinking, what's that one that... Nah, never mind. I'm not going to think of it right now. I'm going to keep going. Onto Beast Whisperer.
Oh, yeah, and another Animar classic. Actually draw your whole deck with like Dockside Extortionist and Beast Whisperer and Cloudstone Curio. Because it says whenever you cast a creature, draw a card.
Whew, that's pretty good. Last one is Ancient Silver Dragon.
When it deals combat damage to a player, roll a d20, draw cards equal to the d20, and you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. And, oh, by the way, it's an 8/8 flyer for 8, but in Animar, it's an 8/8 flyer for blue.
For 2.
Yeah, leave your counterspell mana up open. Just kidding, 8/8.
Yep.
Well, cool.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Now let's talk about the ramp section.
Okay.
This is the ramp section.
Can we do this fast, or is, like, what's going on here?
Nope, can't.
Okay.
Because everything in here is just too fucking good. Magus Luca Kane.
I don't know what that guy does.
I'll tell you. You play Teamer in 1, you get a 1/1. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature.
That's good.
That's pretty good in Animar.
Yeah.
And you can tap her to get 2 generic manas, and then the next time you cast a spell that has X in the cost, you copy it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do I have to spend that mana on the X to copy it?
No.
I suppose I would, though.
Yeah, I mean, why
Animar
wouldn't you?
reduces X. Like, you declare what X is.
Yeah.
And lots of people don't know how this works, but you declare what X is going to be when you propose that you're going to cast the spell.
Yes.
X equals 10, let's say. Animar has 10 counters on him. Then you go to pay all costs. And then apply cost adders and cost reducers. Animar, being a cost reducer, says your declared value of X equals 10 is reduced by 10.
Yes.
But you have that extra little bit there too, so you could whatever, you copy your X spell. That's freaking cool.
Yes, it's really good. And we're going to get to some X spells later.
Yeah.
Dincubation Druid.
That's got adapt 3, so it gets +3 bigger if you pay 5, but on the surface, it's 0/2 Elf Druid for 2. Tap, you add a mana of any type. If that mana is spent to cast something, it gets a +1?
Nope. That's the, you add a mana for tapping them.
Yeah.
And then if it's got a +1/+1 counter on it, you get 3.
Oh, yes. That's kind of like, isn't there a different creature that just taps for 3 mana, but you can only spend it on creatures? Yep.
Probably.
That's a card. I like that one better than this one, but that one costs 3 mana, but you don't have to adapt it to get the counters.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in OG Innistrad block.
I'm sure I can find one.
Maybe it was from, I have a couple. Maybe it was from Avacyn Restored.
Neat.
Yeah.
All right, moving. Now, this one's probably going to get cut too. It's just here because I like the picture. It's a growth spiral.
Draw a card, play an extra land. Sorry, draw a card, put an extra land from your hand onto the battlefield for all of the, actuallys out there. Yeah.
Fine. Dockside Extortionist.
Dockside Extortionist, moving on.
Play it because I have it. Coiling Oracle.
That is literally growth spiral.
On a dude. Adelan Jackal.
Oh, that's another Tyranid.
It is.
Trample haste 2/2 for 3. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may search your library for a basic land and put it onto the battlefield tapped.
That's right.
Hey, that's kind of cool.
That's a pretty, and it's a dude with an axe on a motorcycle.
Yeah, very
Magic-y.
Yeah.
Check out this rampy beast, this rampy boy, if you will. It's an ancient bronze dragon.
Oh, yeah, this is the green ancient, right?
It is.
Elder dragon. Elder because he's ancient, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So he's 7 mana, 7/7 flyer. When he deals combat damage to a player, you roll a d20, then you put d20 worth of counters on up to 2 target creatures. Do I have to divide the counters?
You have to do that number on 2 creatures. So if you roll a 14, you get 14 on this guy and 14 on this guy.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't need, it's not 14 total, like 2 on this guy and 12 on this guy?
No, it's 14 and then 14 again.
That's pretty good.
Well, this is a good card.
Yeah.
And it's in the ramp section because obviously you put 14 on Animar and then your
all your creatures can have free.
Yes.
All your creatures are forgives for keeps.
That's right. Man, Ancient Bronze Dragon is so good.
Oh, cool.
Okay, let's talk about some removal.
Okay.
Now, I'm not playing your typical removal, so I might have to explain some of this.
Okay.
Little bit.
I see some of that stuff being pretty typical.
So we got Wandering Archaic.
That's when I cast something, I got to pay 2 extra. If I don't, you can copy it.
So it removes your desire to play certain things. You see.
Okay.
Oh, you want a tutor? You want me to tutor?
Ooh,
I can't.
Nobody wants Animar to tutor.
No, they don't.
No.
Oh, but you know what? Sometimes they do. Sometimes they let me.
Yep.
Fools. And it's also a 4/4 for 5.
Sure.
Or an Animar, a 4/4 for free.
Yes.
Scavenging Ooze.
That's a graveyard remover +1 counter guy.
Rexage.
ETBs and destroys artifact or enchantment.
Manglehorn.
Same thing, but artifacts your opponents control ETB tapped.
Malanthorpe.
That's another Tyranid.
Malanthrope.
Malanthrope, yes.
Yeah.
Or Malanthrope. No, it doesn't have an accent over the E. I understand.
It does not. It's a 2/2 flyer when it comes into play. It gets somebody's graveyard, and then it gets a counter for each dude that was in the graveyard.
Like a +1.
Yep.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Each dude that's in the graveyard, we get a counter?
Yeah.
Hey.
That's pretty good. Druid of Purification.
Okay. I'm gonna say what this does without reading it.
Okay.
It's a 2/3 for 4.
Okay.
When it ETBs, all your opponents pick an artifact or enchantment to destroy, but they can't be yours.
You're mostly right.
Oh.
Here's where I will correct you. 1, it's a 2/3 for 1 because we're playing Animar.
Yes.
And 2,
I should have known.
you also get to pick a thing.
Like the caster of
Yes.
it. Everybody picks, but nobody can pick your stuff.
That's right.
Okay.
So 4 people will pick. They don't have to be different things, but
Oh, yeah, because the ability resolves all at the same time and says destroy those. So we could all pick, like, F.U. Aiden's Soul Ring.
Yes.
If it's the only artifact, for example.
correct.
Yeah.
Cityscape Leveler.
Oh, you know what? I got one of these to paint, and I never painted it, but then I saw, like, it's good in Standard or something, or in Pioneer. It's an 8/8 for 8 with Trample, artifact creature construct, so an Animar costs frickin' 0 for an 8/8.
It's an 8/8 for 0.
An interesting fact, when you cast it for its unearth cost, also 8, you're casting it from your graveyard.
Lol.
So Animar will reduce that. Just an FYI. When you cast the spell, when you cast this spell, and whenever Cityscape Leveler attacks, destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent, its controller creates a tapped Power Stone token.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of times people can't even use those, and I'm just going to attack, and especially when it has Unearth because it has haste, you just get something for free, hit him for 8.
And then do it. Like you get it for casting it from your graveyard, then when he attacks, you get another one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Cityscape Leveler is a good card. And, Ryan, it is Christmas time.
Yes.
It is Christmas time, and you better believe that in the removal section, I was going to play the most handsome, the most versatile removal spell in the history of Magic the Gathering, Brash Taunter.
Yes.
Yeah, he's here also.
Yes.
I'm also playing.
1/1 for 5.
Yeah. That sounds like a great rate to me for Brash Taunter.
He fights another guy.
Yep.
And whenever damage is dealt to him, deal that much damage to target opponent.
Yep. Now, so let's say you have a...
Can you imagine if that was, and I know he fights somebody, so that could be removal on 1/1s, or if he's big.
Yeah,
right?
It could be big.
But imagine if it was any target.
Oh,
What if Brash Taunter could get Planeswalkers? Oh,
That'd be so good.
yes, that's better than a ring of shrimp.
Although, let's be honest. Sometimes the best way to kill the planeswalker is to kill the player controlling him.
Yep.
Right? It's like, oh, you got that's nice JTMS there.
Yeah.
It'd be a real shame if my Brash Taunter fought my 50-50 Animar. Oops.
Fighting your own Animar.
Yeah. That's right.
Oh, I never thought of that.
You know why you think? Because Brash Taunter is so versatile. The possibilities are endless.
I love Brash Taunter for red. Give him haste with
Swifty B
or
Riot.
Give him Riot haste. Cast him for red, then go red 2, tap, fight Animar.
Die.
Oh,
Right?
frick.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
That is so good. I love Brash Taunter so much. Where should we go to next? We have clones and we have slivers at home.
Let's do slivers at home because lots of the clones are easy and we can kind of just round out the list, like all the negative space with the clones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I suppose throughout the whole episode, it's important to remember when we have creatures, we can have 2 or 3 or 4 of those creatures just by casting clones. And clones, like for 1 mana, we get another Cityscape Leveler. Or for 1 mana, we get another Wandering Archaic.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having 2 or 3 Wandering Archaics? Every time you do something, there's a 2 or 4 or 6 mana tax on it, or else I can also do it.
I don't have to imagine it, Ryan, because I've done it.
Can you
and
imagine?
It's amazing.
Somebody goes Lightning Bolt, and you have 3 Wandering Archaics out, and you're like, oh, you want to pay 7 for your Lightning Bolt, or do you want to take 9?
Yep.
Right?
And they go, I'll pay 3 for my Lightning Bolt. And you go, ha.
Take 6.
Take 6, you butthole.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, here we go. You ready for
Slivers
this?
at home. Now, they do all the same thing? I don't know. Can
I
you
call them slivers at home because they kind of look like slivers,
Oh.
but they function a little bit differently in that they're all self-contained little dudes.
Okay,
Unlike
so
slivers who need the whole hive to be really strong, these guys kind of just...
give me an example.
Zoanthrope
Sure.
is a 0/0,
Yeah.
a great start, for blue, red, X.
Oh. So blue-red, whatever Animar big is.
Exactly.
Okay.
Ravenous. Now, Ravenous is you pay X, and your creature comes into play with X +1/+1 counters.
Yep.
And if X is more than 5, which it's going to be, you draw a card.
Okay, so Ravenous means just it's going to be big, and you're going to draw a card.
Right.
Okay.
Flying Ward 2, whenever it enters the battlefield, it deals X damage to any target.
Oh, yeah.
So it comes in, nukes a thing.
Does 20 to something.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Winged Hive Tyrant
Give it a read.
is a 4/4 for blue-red 3, flying haste. Other creatures you control with counters on them, any kind of counters on them, have flying and haste.
Oh.
So if you have the Riot enchantment, you can give them the +1/+1 counter, and that just gives them haste.
Yes.
Ooh.
I like that.
You like that. Tyrant Guard is a Ravenous 3. This is a 3/3 for 3 that also has Ravenous.
Good.
You can sack him, and other creatures you control with counters on them gain hexproof and indestructible till end of turn.
So we got a beater that's also heroic intervention.
Yes.
Okay, that drew us a card.
Yes. Right? Like that's
So heroic intervention that's going to hit our opponents that replaces itself.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, this is fine.
It's not powerful.
No, not at all. Tyrannid Prime.
Ooh, that guy sounds good.
0/4 for blue-green 1. Has Evolve.
So he's a 0/4, but whenever you play something that has bigger power or toughness, you put a +1/+1 counter on him.
Correct.
Okay.
Other creatures you control have Evolve.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So as your Animar gets bigger and your X power creatures become cheaper to play,
Yeah.
when you play them, your smaller creatures become bigger as you play other creatures.
So the creatures that you had less X on earlier in the game because Animar was smaller, just continue to grow as your mana or Animar advantage grows.
That's right.
Okay.
This is good. Trigon Prime.
Isn't that the same thing?
Probably not. It's blue-green 2. It's a 4/4. Whenever it attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. and a +1/+1 counter on one other attacking creature. That creature can't be blocked this turn.
Oh, so that's just going to gank somebody.
So let's say you're attacking somebody with an Animar that isn't playing white or black. What are you going to do? Well, I guess you'll sneak him in with a Trigon Prime and kill him anyway.
Yep.
That's good shit.
Yep.
That's solid stuff. The Swarm Lord.
Ooh, this is a legendary guy. Is this guy trying to compete with Animar? Let's find out.
Okay. He is a 5/5 for 6, or, in this case, 3.
Yep.
Enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone this game. And whenever a creature you control with a counter on it eats shit, you draw a card.
Ooh.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, if Animar is getting toasted, but, I mean, it doesn't happen very often, I'm discovering.
Well, lots of your cards will have counters on them. So it doesn't need to be Animar. It can be anybody.
Well, but he could be giant if you play him Animar a couple of times.
Yeah.
He can be a monster. Just a monster. You want to read a saga, Ryan?
This is the first non-creature I think that we're going to talk about.
The first Tyrannic War.
Sure.
Is Temerin 2 for a saga. Chapters 1 and 2 are... Chapter 1 is you can put a creature from your hand into play. If that creature's mana cost contains X, X will be equal to the number of lands you control.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
X equals the number of lands you control.
Yeah.
Okay, that works kind of like the same way as Animar.
Yeah. And then 2 and 3 are double the number of each kind of counter on target creature you control.
Double the... No.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's a good one.
Yeah, whenever you say double and Animar in the same kind of sentence,
it's
pretty good.
It's usually pretty okay.
Okay.
Turvagon,
that's another ravenous guy.
It is. This one is 2 and X for a 0/0 with trample. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, can create that many 1/1 Tyrannid creature tokens.
Ooh, those wouldn't trigger Animar though, because those are just ETBs.
No, but now you've got a wall of dudes to maybe block with.
Do not Google.
No, yeah, wall of small dudes.
Ooh,
wall of chodes. Termagant Swarm is a 0/0 ravenous for 1 and X. When it dies, you get a number of 1/1 green Tyrannid creature tokens equal to its power.
Oh, that's like the same thing, except like as that other guy.
Yeah, except when it dies.
Yes.
Pretty good. These creatures are nuts, man. Sporicist.
Yeah, and they all have such weird names that I don't even know. Like, they're just...
They don't even mean anything. It's just a bunch of consonants.
This is another Ravenous, but what makes it interesting is it's XX. So you have to match X, like, with X again, right?
Yes.
And to make it 5 or greater, you actually have to pay 10 into it.
Yes.
So Animar would need 10 counters to reduce X by 5 and other X by 5.
Correct.
And that's how you would get 5+1s and draw a card for the Ravenous.
And then you also find X basic lands from your library and put them into play tapped.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, especially with that other, the first Tyrannic War or whatever, right? Where you get a guy equal to number of your lands.
That's good. It's very good.
Yeah.
We have a Ravener. It's a 0/0 for, I'm going to say 2, but it has Ravenous. Enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls attacks if able. It's a goad.
Sure.
Which is fine.
That's fine.
We have a Mawlock. It's a 2/2 for 2, Ravenous. When it enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature an opponent controls. If that creature dies, you exile it.
You know what? I did think about making an Animar Ravenous Tyrannid deck when the Warhammer 40k stuff came out.
Oh, shit.
I wanted to make a bunch, plural, Animar decks. A bunch of Animar decks. Like, you made Clonamar. I wanted to make Tiramar? Tiramar and Animorphs and Animartifacts. I just wanted to make all those decks.
And look what right now. We're doing fucking both.
Started at the bottom, now we here.
Hormigant Horde.
Ooh. Your mother's a Hormigant Horde.
Oh, man, your mom's your dad. So that's a 1/1 for 1 with Ravenous. Endless Swarm. Whenever a land enters play under your control, you may pay green 2. If you do, return it to your hand from your graveyard. That's fine. Clamavus.
Oh, this one's actually good, I think, right?
Well, they're all good so far. We got a 3/3 for 1, or 5 if you're not playing Animar. Each creature you control gets +1/+1 for each +1/+1 counter on it.
That.
Yup.
This one is good outside of Animar, this deck is what I mean. Like, if you're playing a +1/+1 counter strategy, This is like a one-time double all your shit. That's like Deep Glow Skate, right?
No, that's all the time. Your +1/+1 counters are now +2/+2 counters.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It doubles your thing.
Yeah.
It puts, for each one you have, get another one.
Right.
That's pretty good.
Brood Lord,
Ravenous, green 3X, Ravenous 3/3. Enters the battlefield. What?
Distribute X +1/+1 counters among any number of other creatures you control.
Yeah.
So like it comes in as a giant, and then your other dudes get bigger.
Yes.
Fuck, these creatures are cool. Biophagus.
I think that this one's a good one too. Give it a read.
It is a green for a 3/1. Tap it at 1 mana of any color. If that mana is spent to cast a creature spell, that creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it.
There you go.
Very good. And the last sliver at home is Aberrant. It's a 0/0 for 2. Ravenous with Trample. Whenever it does combat damage to a player, destroy target artifact or enchantment that player controls.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah.
It's got Trample.
Yeah.
So it deals damage. It's going to be big. That's kind of like Trigon Predator without flying, but Trample instead.
And big.
Yes.
Big. Because it's going to be like a 12/12.
So generally, do you find that you clone your own guys?
Nope.
You clone other people's guys?
Well, because these guys are all 0/0s. So to clone them is a bad idea.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to clone other people's shit, though. Oh, baby. That's the bread and the butter.
So you could kind of
clone deck.
You could kind of go either way.
Uh-huh.
You could go either way. You could clone your own guy, or you could clone other guys' guys.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's take a look at some clones. We got like 29 of them, but we're going to go fast on a bunch of them because lots of them are just kind of do the same thing.
Every creature that we're going to read is a clone, including clone. We'll just start with clone.
Sure.
This is the one we'll actually read. It's a 0/0 for blue 3. It comes into play as a copy of any creature in play.
What's important with clones is they don't target. So
Yes.
you can clone something that has hexproof or shroud because it just enters the battlefield as a copy of that creature. No, sorry, not a copy. It enters the battlefield as that creature.
Also important to note, if you're trying to be sneaky, you don't say what you're cloning on the stack.
That's right.
You say what you're cloning when clone comes into play. Like you can't say, I'm going to clone Tanazir Quandrix. And they go, kill it. And then your clone comes in and dies. That's not how that works.
No, because it doesn't target when you cast it. You choose when it enters the battlefield or when it's entering the battlefield, right? So just don't get got and don't let somebody get you. The other way is don't let somebody get you. If you say, okay, what's it coming in as? It's too late to kill that thing, right? Like, Don't let that person get you. Just know how clone works, and if you're unsure, because some of them are worded differently, just ask the question.
Yep.
Does that target? What does that target? Or clone variant on the stack? Can I remove or respond to anything so you don't get it?
Yeah.
Just ask the question.
Yeah, just know what they're going to get, and then if you want to kill it, then kill it. They won't have it.
Know all of the things they could get.
Yeah.
Because knowing what they get means clone's already on the battlefield. And then technically, rules lawyery, well, actually, it's too late, right? And that's the example I was just giving is know the things that they can get.
Sometimes like pro clone tip, if there's a really cool lord in play that like lords all their stuff, if you clone it a bunch of times, it's really good.
Yes.
Yeah, I won a game in Calgary just cloning some kind of angel lord.
Oh, yeah.
I just had 7 of them.
7 of them. So all your angels, because they're all angels, would all give each other +7/+7.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Cool.
Okay, so now we all know what clones do.
Yep.
Let's talk about some of the things that outclass clone in virtually every way.
Sure.
Vizier of Many Faces.
That's a clone, but it also has Embalm, so you can cast it from your graveyard as a white zombie.
Yes.
Okay.
Vesuvan Shapeshifter.
That's a clone with Morph.
Yes, and important to know about this one is you can flip it upside down, you can flip it over again, and then you can flip it back to turn it into something else.
Okay. So you can clone different stuff.
Correct.
Okay. Also important to note, Morph doesn't use the stack. So you can do that whenever you want.
Yeah.
And in response to creatures that have like flash or I know creatures don't have split second, but anyways.
They don't yet. Vesuvan Doppelganger.
I think that's just clone, isn't it?
That's a clone, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you can have it clone something else.
Sure.
If you want to switch it.
Reusable clone.
Undercover Operative.
Enters the battlefield as a creature on the battlefield, except it enters with a shield counter on it.
If you clone something that's yours. If you clone somebody else's thing, it's a clone. If you clone your thing, it has a shield counter.
And that means if it was going to die or take lethal damage or be destroyed or whatever, you remove the shield counter and it doesn't die.
Correct.
Okay. And you remove the damage from it.
Yes. Stunt double.
Clone with flash.
Spark double.
Clone, but you can clone legendaries and they're not legendary and they get a +1.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Doublemar.
That one you clone Animar.
Yes.
That one you clone Animar.
Sakashima's Student.
Enters the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it's a ninja in addition to its other types.
And it has ninjutsu.
Ninjamar.
Yeah. I didn't realize how expensive this card is now or was. It was
because
a lot of money.
I think it was only in Plane Chase, right?
Yeah, that's weird, man. They should reprint that. They should have reprinted that in Kamigawa.
What sucks is you can't actually do Ninjamar because you're activating an ability. You're not actually casting a card for its ninjutsu cost, which sucks because Ninjamar.
That would be cool. Sakashima the Imposter.
That's clone a legendary because it keeps its name and you can also bounce it.
Correct. Sakashima of 1,000 Faces.
Clone a legendary because it keeps its name.
And this is important to note, and I keep getting got by this too, it can only copy your shit.
Yes.
So I might cut this guy for a different clone.
You copy Animar.
Or
then all your Tyranids get big.
Well, they're already big.
Both.
All right, you sold me. Now here's a good one.
I like this guy.
Here's a good one. Quicksilver Gargantuan.
This is a clone for Blue 5.
Or Blue.
Yes. And it's a 7/7.
Yeah. And whatever you clone, also a 7/7.
Yes.
So let's just say, Ryan, let's pretend for a moment that you're in a game where everybody's playing creatures that totally suck. But one foolish mortal has created a flying Thopter token.
Ooh.
And all of a sudden you're thinking to yourself, how am I going to win without being able to clone sweet creatures? Well, let me explain to you the power of a 7/7 flying Thopter token. It is very strong.
Fantastic. Now, important to note, on some clones, they say you may have this enter as a copy or whatever, right?
Yes.
Quicksilver Gargantuan, if there's 0 other creatures on the battlefield, you can just plop it down as a 7/7 for 7 vanilla dumb idiot.
Yes.
Just FYI. I think killing somebody with that would be better than a Thopter token.
That's actually, you're right. And you're correct.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Protein Raider.
I assume that's a clone.
If you attack. It's a 2/2 for 3, but if you attacked, it's a clone.
Okay.
Progenitor Mimic.
That's a clone, and it makes another thing that it's cloning each upkeep.
It makes a copy of itself. That's fucking cool. Pirated Copy. Here's a brand new card.
Brand new one from Jumpy 2. Pirated Copy. This is anything from Magic's 30th anniversary special beta proxies.
What?
Oh, no, that's if I printed my own proxies and put them in any tournament sanctioned event or something. That's if I did it. Oh. But if WotC does it, it's just clone. If WotC does it,
right.
but they can't do it because they're frickin' not legal for tournament play.
Oh.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Just kidding.
So Pirated Copy, Ryan, is from Jumpy 2. It's a clone for Blue and 4, except the copy is a pirate in addition to its other types. And whenever it or a creature that shares a name with it does damage, I draw a card.
P-clone.
Yeah.
Cool.
You ever want to, I don't know, copy a goblin token? when your opponent's playing goblins?
Yes.
Or a
Oh,
or a sapperling token, right? Like
yes.
This card is going to be good. If you open one of these, I think you should hang on to it and play it. It's worth some ducats right now for trade value, but
Yes.
this card's going to be good.
Jumpstart cards have done okay in holding their value as well. So I don't know if Pirated Copy as a mythic in Jumpstart. I don't know if that matters actually, but anyways, yeah,
It's good.
good.
It's good. Phyrexian Metamorph.
That's an artifact clone that you can. It's an artifact and a clone, and it's got Phyrexian mana in its mana cost. So you could pay 2 life, and Animar takes care of the 3. So this actually could be a free clone.
Yeah,
That's
baby.
a really good card in Animar.
Moriat of the Frost.
I play this in a deck. This guy's a crab because he's a changeling. He's every creature.
That's
type.
right.
I play this in Crab Tribal. He's a 0/0 clone for blue, green 2. And it copies anything, but if you copy a creature, it enters with 2+1s, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's why it costs so much.
And the creature is also a changeling.
Like
the creature will also have changelings. So
I can clone whatever, but he is still a changeling.
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
Here's another fucking good one.
You got to read this one.
Mocking Doppelganger is a clone for clone mana with flash. Strictly better clone already. Except it comes into play as a creature an opponent controls, and the other creature is goaded.
Oh,
Again, you could goad the Sapperling tokens, or you could goad the Blightsteel Colossus.
oh,
Very good.
yeah. It's a Moppelganger. Mocking clone?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mirror Hall Mimic.
That's a clone.
And it has Disturb, so it comes back as an enchantment. If this thing dies, you can play it as an enchantment that will make a copy of a dude every turn.
Yes.
Gigantoplasm.
That's a clone, except it's XX. Or it gets XX.
Yeah, you can. It has X. It becomes XX.
Yes.
Dax Duplicant.
That is clone with dethrone.
And Haste.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah. Clever Impersonator.
That's a clone that can get any non-land permanent on the battlefield.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Body Double.
That's a clone that gets something out of a graveyard?
Yuppers.
Yeah.
Last card in the deck. Altered Ego.
Can't be countered. Blue-green 2X, so that 2 and X Animar will reduce. Enters the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it enters with X+1 counters on it. Yeah. So that's kind of like, what's the ability that Tyranids have?
Ravenous.
Ravenous. It's like Ravenous, except you don't get to draw a card, but it can't be countered.
Yes.
Which is maybe a fair trade-off if you already have lots of cards in hand.
It's actually the card that inspired me to build the whole deck. So I was like, man, I want to play this clone in a deck. That's what I said to myself. I want to play this Altered Ego. That's what I want. That's the thing that I want to do. How am I going to do it? How am I going to pay $1 million into X? And then I saw Animar sitting there on a table, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
There it is.
That's it.
Now what am I going to do with the deck? Well, I have all these other clones. So I poured out my pail of clones, and here we are. That's the deck.
Neat.
Yeah.
Before we get to some talk on the deck, let's do another Christmas giveaway.
Yeah, let's.
Let's do it. This is for a comment or a like or like something on YouTube.
Okay.
This is, and you'll have to get at us, commandercookout@gmail.com. Let us know who you are, what you want on our system, or if you ruin it for everybody.
No exceptions.
Same rules as Brando already said.
Yeah.
Nathan Graham. Nathan Graham.
Graham or Grim?
Graham.
Graham. Nathan
Yes.
Graham.
Nathan Graham. Get at us. CCO little Christmas prize pack.
On its way to you.
Yeah, very cool. Thanks for the sub if you're sub. Thanks for the comment if you commented. Whatever you did. I went over like the last month of stuff.
Sure.
And just like I went to the comments page and just numbered all the comments like in an Excel file. You know how I do, right?
Oh, yeah.
And Nathan's Graham. It must have been a comment then.
Yeah.
Must have left a comment. So thank you for that. Thanks to everybody who does that. Thanks to Animar for being fucking awesome.
Yeah. Thanks to clones for being the best.
Yes, the best version of, or the best thing on the battlefield.
Every time. Every single time.
What of the deck? Does it beat?
Yes. This deck is it's so much. It doesn't have any removal, really. It doesn't really ramp.
Do casual decks really have removal?
They don't have to.
They don't need it.
And this deck always does the best thing. No matter what anybody else is doing, you're doing either the same thing or you're doing it better because you're doing it more.
You know what I like about this deck and decks like this is clone deck scale. We've always said that ever since episode 5 of Commander Cookout.
That's right.
What I like, though, is if copying your opponent's stuff is lower powered than casting Tyranids with Animar.
That's right.
You just cast the Tyranid side of your deck.
Yeah.
And if your opponents are doing more powerful stuff than what Tyranids are, you clone their stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect. It can always play, and you never draw like a dead card. Right? Like sometimes you'll draw it's a ramp spell and it's turn 17 and I have no cards in my hand. This sucks. There's 0 dead cards in this deck except for land.
Yeah, you could draw land on turn 17 for sure. But if there's an X spell, Animar helps you with that. And early game on, not in this deck, but on in air quotes real Animar decks, you can cast them on turn 1 or turn 2.
Yeah.
And then all ramp after that is kind of dead cards. That's why Animar decks run frickin' 23 land.
Yeah.
Right? And you just need one business piece like a Beast Whisperer, which you have, or in your case, like the Ravenous cards and
Heartwood Storyteller.
Or the Ravenous cards and Cloudstone Curio, even though you said you're taking that out.
Yeah, I think I'm going to cut it.
Bounce. Because those Ravenous cards are actually good with Cloudstone Curio.
Oh, shit, yeah, they
even
are.
though they don't go infinite, because you can bounce a Ravenous guy to play another one, and then you draw a card, an extra card each turn.
Yep.
That's fine.
Or 3 or 4.
Yeah, and in casual decks, then that starts to get too good.
Yeah, because this obviously isn't a competitive deck or even a really high-powered one.
No.
But it is, when you're doing that kind of shit, it's way too strong for a casual
You're
plot.
starting to step on necks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game is over at that point, and that's why I'm cutting Cloudstone Curio, because it's just, the game is over now.
Yeah, what's that Cloudstone?
What's it cost?
Yeah, what's it cost now? $50?
$55 US.
And that's another good reason to say I don't need Cloudstone Curio in my Animar deck.
Nope.
Because $55, it's lots of bucks.
Yep.
That's lots of bucks you could spend on Christmas presents.
That's several dollars I could spend on something else.
Cases of beer.
Yep. That's
Jugs of eggnog.
That's 1 case of beer in Canada, or 4 cases of beer down in America.
And we say cases of beer, we mean 24 beer units.
Yes.
Individual
beers that you can open and drink and then recycle.
Contained in one box.
Yes.
That is like a couple liters of eggnog and a Gibson whiskey, Canada's finest.
Ooh.
Or some Crown Royal apple with an apple slice in it.
Or some tequila.
Also good with nothing in it.
Yep.
No salt, no lemon, just tequila, baby.
That's right. That's how we do it here in Canada. The only way we do it.
How we do it on Commander Cookout's Blue Balls Christmas special.
Yeah.
It's one more giveaway.
Yeah, we do.
I know I crammed the 2 giveaways into the end of the show, and Editor Joe's like,
you fucks.
God damn it. We got one more for Twitter.
Okay.
CCO gift pack. The special Christmas sticker, booster pack, Uncle Brando's dirty fucking sock drawer, whatever it is, you're going to get something on Twitter for sharing, liking, tweeting, following, whatever it is. You helped us out in some way this year. William Tonejess.
What?
Yes.
That's probably a real name.
Yes.
Yeah, nobody's going to make up a name like Tonejess.
Tonejess.
And nobody makes up a name like that.
Toe chest hair.
Or Tone Deaf.
Tone deaf. Yeah. I think that's probably his nickname.
Bad at music. Tone deaf.
But good at helping CCO Nation. So we wanted to give him something. And big thanks to everybody on Twitter who's stuck with us. That platform's gone through some turbulent waters of late.
Yep.
And we appreciate the support there, like everywhere, including patreon.com/CCO Podcast, commandercookout.com/store, fusiongamingonline.com, where you use special promo code CCO Spring for a couple more days. And geekwood.ca, CCO Podcast. Promo code to save 10% off your whole order on high-end gaming supplies.
Holy shit, you got that all in one breath.
Big shout out to my boy Animar. And big shout out to Clones and to Brando and to CCO Nation. F you. See you in the new year.
Absolutely.
We probably have a bonus episode, and we probably have our Christmas end of year stuff and year in review, and we probably got all that stuff.
We got a bunch of stuff. Coming up. And the first thing that we're going to... I guess, wait, hang on. Before we go, one thing I'd like to say is I hope you all had a great Christmas and a happy holiday season, and you're looking forward to New Year's. We are, and I hope that you have as much fun as we are going to. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that tomorrow on the next episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. get our theme song.